All right, great to see everybody. It's here, it's time. Guys are excited, we're excited. Excited to be at home, excited to be in front of the 12. It's going to be loud. I hope that my ears are ringing, hope that we have trouble communicating. That's a big point of emphasis this week, but got a really good opponent coming into town, but we got a full week's worth of work ahead of us. And yeah, it's just an exciting time. So got a lot of work to do, though. You know, the prep's not done until you kick off, and so but the guys know that. We just had a great walkthrough, and I'll be having a great Wednesday practice here in a minute.
What's the difference between practicing and preparing this week compared to any of the other preseason games?
Well, we're working stuff tailored towards the opponent. Almost probably 85% of the practice. We'll do some stuff that's, fast. Try to work execution with the ones-on-ones. Mostly it's carded, dealer's choice type of plays the whole time. So everything's pretty much directed at, the other side of the ball at this point.
What is it like? Obviously, you're locked in with Denver and everything like that, but this journey that started, back in January, now it's here with the regular season. What is this like for you personally?
Yeah, well, it's come a little full circle being up on the podium here on the stage. I'm having flashbacks of our intro press conference. Forgot to wear my hoodie. But yeah, I think we just, we told everybody today, or this week, how appreciative we were of all the work that goes into it. There's so many people behind the scenes, all the players, all the support staff, everyone in the building. I mean, it's so much work, and just to try to get it aligned and kind of bringing it in the same direction, which I'm very appreciative of everybody's attitude, and I think we're on our way to that. I think that's an ongoing process from here till eternity, hopefully, and but here we are. So we got to go play a football game and go try to put our best foot forward.
Coach, it took a few games for the Baltimore defense to adapt to your scheme. How do you compare this defense's readiness compared to that?
I wouldn't say it's a fair assessment to say it took time for them to adapt. I think we're all learning. There's definitely things that I took from that experience of our slow start that we've changed and evolved. Through the end of 2022. Through the offseason. It's been a long time, through the offseason of 23, and then into this offseason. So I would consider it a constant, evolution of how we approach it, how we teach it, expectations, what we call. A lot of great lessons learned in that situation. Hopefully we've learned from them, and the guys go out and play great. But things are going to happen that we're going to need to fix, whether or not that's rearing their heads again from past mistakes, but. Don't expect that. I think the guys are in a great spot.
With everything.
Go ahead, Bob.
I was going to say, with everything that you have to do on game day, now as a head coach, it's added from what you had to do as a defensive coordinator. You obviously got experience with that in the preseason. But I guess, do you feel like all those kind of kinks are worked out and you kind of know now exactly what it is with the calling the plays on defense and being the head coach and all that?
Yeah, I mean, we're confident in our process. I would just say that we've got everything worked out. I wouldn't say that. I mean, we're aware that things can happen that we might not be prepared for. We've tried our very best to be, dotting our I's and P's in our Q's, being thorough in our preparation, confident in our people that, on their roles and everything. Our communication has been really smooth in the preseason. There's been a couple things that we've debriefed on that we've had to make right, and that's okay. That's what's going to happen. So I think in those times it's just, staying present, being clear, communication-wise, and trying to make the best decision you can in the moment from having, assessed how you're going to try to play the game from the get-go, and then, obviously how it evolves, as the game starts to declare itself. So, those are things that we'll be learning from and growing from as the weeks kind of start to, progress here. But I feel good where we're at.
You made a decision who the defensive play caller or not, you can wait till game day to make that decision.
Yeah, I'm gonna be calling plays. Yeah, on defense. It's a team effort. I'm just one hitting the button and saying the words.
You said you hope your ears are ringing. As a guy who's coached defense your whole career, how much difference can that make when you've got a crowd really good?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. I mean, teams have to operate on silent count, which you can go into all the different reasons on why that's tougher. Sometimes on defense it makes it harder to communicate and get things, get things aligned. But those are good problems to have.
So much newness on both sides of this matchup. What do you even go back to when you're scheming and when you're when you're working specifically for the Broncos this week?
Yeah, for the beginning of the season is tough because, everyone has an idea about who they are and what they want to be and what type of, the plays that kind of what they want to hang their hat on. Schematically, the personnel, how they want to utilize their personnel. So you don't have that sample size, at this time of year. So you really just have to focus on executing your stuff the best you possibly can and make them, beat you throwing your fastball. So that's been the message to the guys. We're going to be running our stuff. We're going to be running our stuff from now until whatever. But yeah, it's hard to kind of pick and choose and tailor it to how they've operated because the sample's just not there.
Coach, when you have a rookie quarterback like Bo, you go back and look at much of his college tape, and then what stands out about him when you have him?
Yeah, I think it's a sliding scale, so to speak, but on how much you factor all the things. This system is Sean's system. It seems like that they've been really successful with for such a long time, and Bo seems like he's a great fit for what they're asking him to do, which is a little bit different than some of the stuff. Now, some of those things might carry over, how he operates, things like that. His strengths probably will definitely, transfer from college to the pros, but I wouldn't put too much stock into it. But we have a lot of respect for him as a player, and but we're also defending like the plays that Sean's been running for years.
Coach DK is going to be up in a second. You have to face him last year as the coordinator. What was unique about him? You were trying to game plan for him.
I'll speak to just my experience of him and being here for the last 6 months. I mean, he's just a beast, man. I mean, I've told you this, but you have to account for where he's at any given point, and we got a couple guys like that, but DK is definitely the top of the list, on people that can go take it to the house on any play, whether it's a catch and run. Speak of the devil, whether it's a catch and run or taking the top off the defense. So we hopefully Denver has a hard time finding him on Sunday.
I'm guessing you have a general sense of what you think this team's going to be for you. How far into a season does it take? How much of that sample size, as you kind of mentioned, does it kind of need before you kind of get a sense for, okay, this is what we are, this is...
Yeah, I think you have to evolve the whole time, and as the season starts to, you get to the middle of the season, you kind of run out of change-up. So now you're looking at, okay, these are our tendencies now because this is what we feel like we're good at. That's good. You should have tendencies. Good teams should have tendencies. Otherwise, they're just playing random football. We don't want to operate like that. But how do we keep the ball? Keep the picture moving, keep them honest, so that they can handle all the complementary plays as well. So, but that's not where we're at right now. We're trying to find our fastball, so to speak. So, but that's how it works. It's not like a given time or whatever where you're making certain decisions. It's a constant evaluation, constant evolution.
With that, how excited are you just that this will be the first actual game? You've had preseason, you've had camp, but first time having your ones out there, a home game against another opponent. How excited do you see what it actually looks like?
Yeah, I'm excited to see our guys go play. I mean, anytime, even in the preseason, the guys that were playing in those games, I was excited to go see them do it for real. So this is, I mean, the stakes are higher, obviously, but yeah, I think you can just go down the list of everyone that's going to step on the field. I could give you a reason on why it's exciting to see them go do their thing and go play some ball.
With Nix, a rookie quarterback on the road, first home game, would you expect more run maybe than you would with Sean Payton offense in a game like this?
I don't know. I don't have like all the run percentages and like pass percentages. It's more like types of plays you have to defend. They're smart coaches. They got a great scheme. He's a really good player. We expect them to do the things that Bo does well. To keep the ball moving, try to create some explosive plays, be successful in the red zone. But that I probably say that every week, But I think these guys do a really good job of that.
What about Bo as a quarterback makes him a good fit for Sean's system?
Well, he plays on time. It seems like he makes a lot of fast decisions, and then kind of like Drew was. He's an underrated athlete. Just being able to move in the pocket, extend plays. Seems like he's really accurate. I think he has probably an underrated arm. He can deliver the ball just about anywhere. So I think the decision making, how fast he plays, is probably one of the things they like about him.
What are the hallmarks of the Sean Payton offense?
He's going to play everybody. They do a great job of playing all their guys. There's a lot of different personnel groups. Run and pass are complementary. Drop back game, I think, is consistent for the quarterback, but they can create explosives that way too. And then they get the ball to their playmakers. So it's a tried and true system. They've done it really well for a long time.
You had Tyus Bowser, obviously, in Baltimore for a while. What can he maybe do with you guys here now?
Well, it'll be a similar role that he did in Baltimore. Tyus is a guy that has a lot of pass rush value, can play on the edge on early downs. He can play outside backer for us, has a lot of drop ability, and then he's used to a lot of the special team schemes that we're running, so he'll be effective in those areas as well. And then the way the kickoff game is going now too, like he might be an asset for us in that phase as well.
With Chennerloso, how much more of a sense do you know of where he's going to be at for you, and if he might need an IR stint, or how that kind of thing play out for you?
Well, we didn't put him on IR, so you can probably put 2 and 2 together on when we hope to have him back. So there's no definite timetable right now, though.
Connor Williams, is he everything on schedule so far?
He's gonna play for us eventually. No, he looks great, and we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the week.
Anything else? One thing, has anything come up that was, that you didn't expect in training camp or off-season, the first time head coach, you anticipated you could adjust on the fly?
I mean, every day, Greg. I mean, I wanted to finish my workout today and work on some third down, but things popped up, and so you just you gotta adjust on the fly, and that's okay. It's part of the gig. Everyone should have that mentality, so we can't let it. On to the next.
Speaking of which, thank you.
Okay.